Hello, fellow diecasters. Welcome to our 2019 castings review here on Diecast Insanity. Finally picked up, well, I picked up the last two of the three I needed. So I still don't have the Chiron. We'll eventually find it. But we're going to take a look at our 2019s. Most of these are real cars. There's only two that I didn't pick up on purpose. And we'll get to that when we get to it on the list. And then, of course, we didn't find the Chiron. So there was 43 new castings this year? And we have about 20. We have over 20. We got like 26. And we have three of them. We have both versions of both colors. So we'll take a look at both colors and all that. So let's get set up and we'll take a look. All right, so first, let's take a look at the first car on the list. We're using Wiki as usual. And the first car on the list is the Nissan Skyline GTR BNR 32 in this beautiful blue. This is the first color. As you guys know, the recolor was white with the stripe being red, and I think the Yokohama was black with the Yokohama symbol being red. So, cool car. I love this. I think you have this one too, don't you? I think you do.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, he's working on reworking his wall on his Hot Wheels. So, but
they're all off the wall.
That's the
Good
first
looking car though.
I know, it's a cool one. They're coming out. There's a new Sylvia coming out next year too.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of like, that looks a lot like this car, but it's slightly different. So, but that's number one. Number two is the Unimog 1300 in red. This is the first color. The recolor was blue, which I think, did you pick up the blue one or you got the red one?
No, I got the red one.
You got the red one. Yeah.
I got the red one.
I think Shaden got the blue one, maybe. I don't know. I didn't look on his wall when I was up there, but very cool. Probably one of my first castings that I was excited about because it was early. I think it was in B case or C case, something like that.
Definitely a cool big off-roader truck.
Be kind of something cool to do down the road as a customer or something.
Repaint up. Maybe find an actual Unimog
Maybe
scheme from
Russia. from Russia, or from maybe there's one from the Paris to Dakar Rally to be kind of cool to do.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
It'd be really cool if the Unimog races could be more televised. Anyway.
Yeah.
Continuing on.
Next was the Tricora truck, Dino Rides. We don't have that one, of course. We don't buy those cars. The Batmobile from the cartoon, I believe it was. Don't have that one. Not a big Batman fan, so we don't have that one. Next up was a Fantasy Casting Too Tough, the truck, which I've almost picked up a couple of times, but just kept leaving it behind because it just doesn't speak to me for some reason. Next up, I think, is probably the first of the cool cars of this year.
Oh, yes.
Which is the Audi Quattro, 1984 Audi Quattro, rally style. Very cool car.
Car that dominated Group B.
The recolor of this, which I don't like to tell you the truth, was green. I think this white's better because it actually looks like the real rally car. D'Artagnan's in here. So, very cool. Probably a candidate for my top 5.
Oh yes, me too, for sure.
So very cool. Next up is another one we didn't have, and this is one of the ones that I didn't have because I didn't really like, was a 49 Volkswagen Beetle pickup. First color was first color was blue, recolor was red. Really didn't care for that when I saw it. It just didn't speak to me, so I didn't pick that up. Next one that I got next on the list is the 88 Honda CRX in this red with the
cool little cars.
Five gold 5 spokes. The recolor of this, of course, was black, and I believe the wheels were actually a different wheel, and they were gold, if I remember right. They kind of look like the old Superfast wheels. I can't remember what they call those now that are closed in. Very cool. I really wanted one of these as when I first started driving. I thought about having one.
CRXs are cool. They're cool little cars. I daily drive them.
Yeah.
I would, man.
Yeah, very cool. So that's a sweet car. Next up is one we don't have, which is the wheelie chair, which isn't something that we're really into. Next up is the first car that we have both colors of. This is the 2018 Copo Camaro. First color being this beautiful copper with gray wheels. Very cool car. I liked it when it first came out, and then I got a hold of the recolor, and actually, I think I like the recolor better than that color.
Ooh.
So, as you know, the recolor is this beautiful blue with the flat blue, lighter blue stripes on the roof. I think this is way cooler. I think this is just even better than the copper color, I think.
I'd still have both, though.
Well, yeah, I like both.
I'd get both.
They're really, really cool. So, that's the first one we have both colors of. So, the first being the copper, the second being... Uh-oh, turn my light off. Second being the blue. Very cool. Kind of a Camaro fan. Next up is probably the first of the cool Jeeps. This very cool, what are they? 67 Jeep Commando. That's what it is.
Commando.
And I love, the camera. I love that they detailed the bike on the back.
Yes.
I think that was a very neat touch this year. It's the first time they've ever done that on a bike that's on the back of the castings.
It adds a lot to the casting.
Yeah. This is the first color in white. The recolor was that mint color, that flat mint color.
The same color they did with the Land Rover
last year, yeah.
Defender, yeah.
I don't really like that color.
No.
I don't really like that color.
It's not a good color.
The white is way better. Next up is a car that I didn't think I was going to get, but my wife picked it up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take it. I haven't opened it yet because I'm not sure where to put it, but it's the Muscle Bound in the green with the kind of camo and the shark mouth on it. I think this is a cool car.
It looks like a modified Camaro.
To me, it's more like with this right here with the back pillar. It looks like a Chevelle.
Oh, you know what? You're right. My bad. Yeah, no, it looks
like
a
69, like a 69 Chevelle.
Yeah.
Very cool. This is the first color. The recolor was a kind of purple with the same deco paint scheme, just in different colors. So now that's pretty cool. I like that casting. Now that I saw it and almost picked it up a couple of times, I thought it was really, really cool. Next up is Moto Wing, which we don't have. Car we don't really care for.
Not at all.
The other one the next one that is on the list is one that I didn't think I was going to pick up until I started playing Rocket League.
No.
And I'm kind of addicted. The first color being this blue, the Octane. This one's actually Shaden's. He has this one. And the one I have is the orange one, which is probably my favorite color to play in the game. So, very cool. Kind of neat. It'd be really cool if the engine was detailed like it is in the game, but
that
would add to the money of the car. So,
yeah.
But that's kind of cool.
Complain.
Next up is probably my first car that I really, really, really wanted at this year's 2019. So when I saw this car, this is a car I had to have. The 300 ZX Nissan. Very cool. This is the first color, and the recolor was in red.
These cars are badass, and you can get them to sound
Yeah, it's a sweet car. I love this casting. I love that Hot Wheels redid it. They did have it back in the day that was opening doors, but the casting was not a very good casting at all.
Very, very relieving to me is that roof has metal on it.
Yeah, that's really cool that they actually did that they didn't make the whole roof plastic.
It would have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, so I love that they did it. I'm with Elijah there. I'm glad they did that. Next up is another new Land Rover, the Land Rover Series 3 pickup in this red. This is the first color. This is the second edition that would have the new wheels on it. The Jeep was the first, this one being the second. And the recolor of this was that kind of matte blue, which is kind of cool. But I think the red makes the detail tempos pop more than the blue does.
Yeah, I do appreciate that they're going into a little bit more British stuff.
Bringing out stuff, yeah.
It used to be just Aston, and now they're bringing out Land Rovers and everything, and that classic inset nose of that Land Rover.
Yeah, really
just gives
cool.
That good military look to it.
Yeah. Next up was the Diaper Dragger fantasy casting, Hyper Rocket, another fantasy casting, Heavy Hitcher, another fantasy casting, Grupo X24, another fantasy casting, I Believe, another fantasy casting, Sidekick, another fantasy casting, and True Bone Charged, another fantasy casting. So we didn't get any of those. The next one up is this beautiful 1996 Porsche Carrera in the white with the tan interior. And the recolor was, I believe, the same color as this Miata, that kind of grabber blue color. But I don't know, I prefer the white, just because that's a basic Porsche color. It's a basic Porsche color. My favorite two Porsche colors, though, are green. That really, really green, and the blue that Porsche has. Yeah. It's probably my two favorite Porsche colors. But outside of that, white is cool. I love this car. It's a very, very sweet car. I'm glad they came out with it. Looking forward to 2020 and the 944 that's coming in 2020.
Yes. That is my first on the list.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to add to that to go along with this car. So very, very sweet. Next up after that was the Robo Racer, which is kind of cool. I have seriously almost picked up both the first color and recolor, but I never did. Just kind of passed on it. Next up is a car that I didn't think I was going to get until I saw it.
I still wouldn't have gotten it personally.
Yeah, but the McLaren Senna, and he's kind of dusty. In this kind of grayish blue, I would call it. I don't know what they call that color. Kind of strange, but this casting has kind of grown on me. After I finally saw it in person, it made me kind of change my mind. Of course, this is the first color. The recolor is basically McLaren orange, which is a basic McLaren color, but picked it up. I'm kind of like Elijah. I don't really care for the whole plastic bubble top piece.
For me, this is a very unattractive car.
But I still picked it up just the same, so just to add to the McLaren collection. Next up was Skyboat, which is something we don't have. And then next up after that is the 2018 Honda Civic Type R. And it's beautiful, beautiful red. This is a beautiful color.
It's a gorgeous looking red.
Of course, the next color of this car was white. But I think, to me, the red looks way better than the white does. And if you, I did a video a while back on this car comparing it to the old Honda Civic Type R casting, so you can go back and check that out. But very, very cool. I think this one I think is probably better than the older CRX, just the body shape.
Civic.
Yeah, the old Civic, the old Civic Type R.
Yeah.
So next up we have the Tesla Model 3. Not mistaken, you can only get this car in an electric.
I believe so.
They've only, how many Hot Wheels castings has there been for Teslas? 3?
I think only 3 castings.
And I have 2 of the 3. The Type S, the Type Model 3, and then the SUV looking one. I can't remember what the name of that one is, but I'd like this car. The only thing I don't care for is the wheel choice. I think they could have done better with the wheel choice. I do not like these buzzsaw wheels. But other than that, it's a cool car. I don't think, the recolor was in red.
Ah, yes, I remember seeing that one before.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that one's it. Next up was the Aura 3, which I didn't pick up because I don't really care for that casting. It doesn't look anything like a Diora. Next up is the 2018 Mustang GT in the cool Golf colors.
Yes, yes.
Very, very cool. Sweet car. The only reason why this is still in the package is because I don't have room in my Mustang case right now, so it's staying in the package for now. Of course, the recolor, like every other Golf car, was white. So when they do the recolor. The only jinx I have of this car is I would love to see them, if they have this adjustable chin, to have it in the package down rather than up.
Oh, those chins are adjustable?
Yeah, it pops down.
Oh, wow.
But with it being up in the package all the frickin' time, when you pop it down, it continues to want to stay up. So I would love for Hot Wheels, you listening? To if you do this, put it in the package down, and if the people want to use it on track, they can put it up.
Yeah. I like that Hot Wheels has actually listened to everyone about the up nose. Because I know why they did it in the first place. It was for track reasons.
Yeah, for track use.
It just did not look right.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they switched to this adjustable nose.
Yeah.
Area.
So, cool car. I love that Mustang. It's probably one of my favorite Mustangs here lately. And then next up we have the little itty bitty Miata. This is the 91 Miata MKX, which is, so it's the looks more like the first generation Miatas. Of course, this is the first color. The recolor was in red. A lot of people dissed on this casting when it first came out, and I think it was because it's the first generation Miata and not the late edition Miatas.
Yeah.
So it had to look like the real thing.
Either way, it's still a rotary fart can.
Yeah, so pretty cool. Sweet little car. Like me, I wouldn't own one of these. I'd own the newer Miata, the recolor, the redesigns that look bigger and they're not so small. Next up is a car that Elijah doesn't like. It's 2019 Ford Ranger Raptor. I think it's pretty cool. I will have to say though, I love the tempoing on this truck for some reason.
Neither do I. I don't.
You don't? Well, he
I
doesn't.
like the wheels. The only thing about this truck that I like is the wheels.
He doesn't care for this truck. He doesn't care for it in real life. So that's kind of why he's kind of dissing on it. But I think it's a cool truck. I like it. And that's all that matters. So.
They're freaking 4-cylinder pickup trucks.
I know. That's his.
Like, what the hell?
The
only 4-cylinder pickup trucks you get are Chevy Love, first year Ranger, Datsuns, Nissans.
Yeah. Not
a Ford Ranger. A 2019 Ford Ranger at that. I'm sorry. No.
So next up was Roger Dodger 2.0. I saw that car. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then next up is probably another car that I was looking forward to this year when we saw it at the all the videos from the convention, is the 1964 Nova Gasser wagon, jury rigged. Of course, this is the first color. Would love to see this car in a premium.
Yes.
Would be really sweet.
With skinny fronts. I love that Hot Wheels did the pizza cutter front wheels and tires.
Yeah.
They're nice and skinny like any dragster would be, reducing friction down the racetrack.
Very, very cool. And of course, you saw this in the haul video from earlier today. This is the recolor in the matte. Is that matte? That is matte. In this kind of primer matte gray paint scheme. Same tempoing, just different colors.
Different base color.
Different color wheels, but same style, same 5 spokes, just different color. So I like them both, actually. They're both pretty cool.
I like both. I think I like the matte a little bit more. It gives a little bit more of that every Saturday night drag racing.
Yeah, your local drag strip kind of thing.
Drag strip kind of thing. I'm really I'm on this huge local kick racing thing right now, so.
Yep. So next up was the 2019 Mercedes-Benz A-Class, which is kind of a small car, not very stylish, but I still think it's kind of cool looking. It was cool enough for me to pick up. There is no recolor of this yet, so it's only out in white. There will probably be a recolor next year.
Yep.
But no recolor as of yet, so that's the only color it comes in right now. Next up is another car that doesn't have a recolor yet, and it's the second Porsche of the release this year, and that is the Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hypo Sport, which means it's a hybrid. So it's got both gasoline engine and a electric motors. So I'm not really too sure about the color, to tell you the truth.
It's like this glossy gray.
Yeah, it's kind of weird looking. I think
almost got a blue hue to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the casting, but I'm not really huge on the color, to tell you the truth. Like I said, there is no recolor yet, so we'll probably see one in 2020.
It's truly amazing that Porsche is going to sedans when the U.S. is going to SUVs and trucks.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Next up was the Runway Race Q, which is kind of a futuristic-looking fire truck. Don't have that one. Next up is a car that I deliberately not picked up because I saw it and I hated it. Was the Lambo Centurion Roadster. It's the ugliest Lambo in the world. Sorry. That's just my opinion. It's the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. So, I didn't pick that one up. Next up, we have the Electro Silhouette, which we don't have. The Twin Mill E-Gen, which is kind of a cool car, but I didn't pick that one up. And then next up is the new Audi for this year, the RS5
yes.
Coupe. And it's
I love
beautiful
it.
red.
I love it.
This thing looks great right next to last year's Audi wagon.
Yeah.
Very cool. Same colors, same wheels, same everything. Very cool. There is a recolor, but it is not out yet, and I'm not sure what it is. So I think it might be white, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that one. But this is a
love this
very
car.
sweet car.
It's not on my top 5 list for new castings, but I do love this car. I've seen it in real life on my drive back from my YV Tech class to high school. It's a gorgeous car in real life. I'd love to have one. But as of new castings, definitely not on my top 5.
Close though. It's probably, to me, it's probably
kinda
like
getting there,
number 7,
but-
number 6. Not quite top 5. Definitely a top 10, but not quite a top 5.
For sure.
Yeah. Next up is the hologram, which we don't have. And then, of course, the 2016 Bugatti Chiron, which we're still hunting for. Definitely want that one, but haven't found it yet.
No.
And then next up is the really, really cool Land Rover Velar. And this is the Kroger exclusive color in white.
Kind of a pearlescent white.
Pearlescent white. And to me, I like this one way better than the silver. It makes the other tempos on it pop a lot more with the white base than the silver base. But very cool, very nice looking, very stylish Land Rover. I think it's very cool.
sure.
Other than the fact that, once again, the whole roof is plastic.
Yep, just it's like a plastic insert.
Yeah, it's just Hot Wheels' way of saving money. But you know how it goes there. But I love the white version. I think it's very cool. So the other one, the first one was released in silver. And then, of course, this is the Kroger and Kroger Family Stores exclusive color in white. I believe the wheels are the same, the 10-spoke or 9 spokes on both versions. Next up is the Alpine A110 that Elijah just picked up yesterday, and I've had mine for a little while. Very cool in this blue, and once again, there is no recolor, but very cool car. If you've never seen the original, this is actually one of those retro designs. If you've never seen the original Alpine 110, check it out and compare it to this. This is just a very knock-on modern version of it.
Yes, it is. Just like, if any of you have heard about it, the new Lancia Stratos.
Oh, I hope Hot Wheels does that car.
I know, me too. But little bit of information on this A110. It is a V6 Renault engine. It's part of their performance department. It is taken off research from the Renault racing engines for F1. It has a single turbo, and stock, I think if I remember correctly, it makes somewhere around 300 horsepower. But the new World Tour.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
World Tour. They reviewed this car, and if you have Amazon Prime or anything, you can go look that
check
up.
that episode out.
Check that episode out. They're really fun. They're really cool guys, and they do a really good job at reviewing that car.
Yeah. So another car that I'm really hyped for after I saw it, other than the fact that of course, it's plastic roof again, but is the Aston Martin Vulcan. Of course, no recolor yet, but probably one of my top 5 cars. If you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and listen to this car. Find a video where you hear the engine note on this car. It is the meanest, sickest Aston I have ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah.
Very sweet car.
Only downside of this car is it is not road legal.
Yeah, it's not road legal. It's pure track car, but very beautiful. I love the shape of the car.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
I do believe it'd look a whole lot better if it had metal supporting posts and a metal roof
True.
rather than that plastic bubble.
Yeah. So next up, you guys saw these in my haul video, is the Jaguar XKS Project 8 in this beautiful copper color. Haven't opened it yet, but I will probably here soon.
I want that car.
Very, very
That car
cool.
in real life.
Very, very cool. Of course, no recolor yet.
I bet that thing would sound gorgeous in real life.
It probably would. And then, of course, another one that we both picked up the Mod Rod. Probably the coolest little street rod from this year. Very, very cool. So that's the 2019s. So we'll give you guys just a minute so we can think, and we'll come back and we'll give you our top fives. Gotta go. Think about your top five while I'm going to the bathroom. You're fine.
Uh-oh. We better finish up.
Well, we finished. We were done with that anyway.
Ready?
Okay. So, let's get this out of the way. All right, so, top fives. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I will start.
All right, so what are your top fives?
I'm going to grab them out from where they're at. So, first is definitely going to be the Audi Quattro.
Definitely.
No matter what. With this car's racing history and how successful it was and just how good it looks and how accurate it looks towards the other car. They couldn't do it. They obviously couldn't copy the direct paint scheme, but I would love to see this casting in a premium, and I would love for them to come out with the Pikes Peak edition of this car. When they took this car and did Pikes Peak with it.
That would be cool.
That car would sell off the pegs like there's no tomorrow.
That would be cool.
Now, number one. Second is going to be Jerry Rigged, the 64 Nova Wagon Gasser. It is a gorgeous looking car. The engine looks quite accurate. I'm going to get down into this one day on another one of mine. I'm going to detail the engine. I might even try to separate the stacks. That might be a
little tough.
That might be a little tough and a little dangerous, and I might go through a few of them. But one day I definitely want to do a complete custom of this car. I love, again, like I said earlier, I love that Hot Wheels is catching on to this drag theme.
Yeah.
Next is going to be the Unimog.
1300.
The Mercedes 1300 Unimog. I like that they made this big off-road truck. Just like the Nova Wagon, I'm going to get my own one of these separately, and I'm going to do a custom on it. I'm going to paint up the wheels, paint up all the stuff in the back, paint up the stacks. And I'm going to make it look mint. I really like this truck. I'm glad that Hot Wheels did it, and I hope they do more big trucks like this. Next is going to be the Jeep Commando.
Oh, nice choice.
Yes. I really like that because, I mean, I don't remember Hot Wheels doing much Jeeps at all. So I think it's really cool that they went with an older Jeep, the Jeep Commando, with the detailed bike on the back, which I don't think anyone expected to happen for Hot Wheels. Most of the time it's just a mold placed in the back of the truck. But I love the square body feel. I love that there's this roof rack that you could probably put stuff on if you wanted to and paint up. Good looking truck. Glad they did it.
I like the fact that it could look like something that could come out today.
It does, yes, it does, because Jeep is still definitely keeping that boxier feel. They're bringing it back. And I love the wheel choice on this truck, too.
Cool.
I love
those new wheels look cool on there.
And next is going to be the Land Rover pickup truck. I love this truck a lot. I like the tire in the back. I think it could have been better positioned, but I will definitely paint it up. I like how they kept the same
spoke style.
Same spoke style on it. I love these wheels. I love that I can get them in a downsized version now too.
Yeah, because you got
from
that size and then a smaller size. Yep.
I like old Land Rovers. I like their style. I like their boxy feel, and because they were used in the British military, they have that military look to them.
Yep.
They look tough. They look big. They look mean, and I would love to own one in real life, honestly.
So, very, very cool.
And that completes my top 5.
All right, so that's his top 10. So, surprised that this one's not
Top
in.
10.
Surprised, or top 5. Surprised that one's not in there. All right, so now for my top 5. So, I'm going to be borrowing two of these. The Audi, of course, definitely. One of the first cars I wanted of this year. So, definitely had to pick that one. Definitely had to go with Jury Read, because that was probably the second one I saw that I really, really wanted. Next up, I'm going to have to go with the 300 ZX from Nissan. Very, very cool. Next would have to be the Aston Martin Vulcan. Even though it doesn't have a metal roof, I still had to go with it. It's still a car that I had to have when I saw it. And to me, it's hard to believe that the Bugatti Chiron, even though what it looks like, and I haven't seen it in real life, but I know what that car is. I really, really thought that was going to be in my top 5. I really, really did. Until this. I'm going to have to put the Mod Rod in my top 5. I think that is a very cool, and it's a very, very cool car that has a lot of custom potential in it.
Oh, yes.
So
you can take the engine out of it for something else.
Or take the engine out there, put a different engine in there, change the grill, put real riders on it, paint it that really cool. I mean, the paint schemes are just
endless.
So that's my top 5. I'm surprised at myself that the Bugatti's not in there. But when I saw this car, finally saw this thing for real, I just had to make that part of my top 10. The only thing, and I just realized this, that's a 4-cylinder.
It is.
And it's got pipes on both sides. I just noticed that when I was looking at it earlier in the package.
So, that means 2 cylinders have an intake on one side, 2 cylinders have an intake on the other side, and then the exhausts are the same.
But yet they have 3 pipes on each side. So you can see 3.
Hot Wheels. You messed up.
But very cool car. So those are our top 5. That's the 2019s. I think it was a good year.
It was. Yes, it was.
So we're looking forward to 2020. Looking forward to 2020.
Oh yes. And I hope that they do the new Bronco, the new 2020 Bronco.
That would be kind of cool.
I've looked stuff up. If you ever saw the first rendition design of that truck, it is the first design of that truck. I want to save up for one in real life. I want to buy one, and it's going to be one of the first trucks and Hot Wheels that I get if they come out with it this next year.
So very cool, very cool. Yeah, we'll look forward to that. There's several new ones that we've already seen, like the 944. There is a new Lancia coming in premium. It's not the Stratos, but the rally car's coming. So there's a lot of cool stuff for 2020.
Yes, there is.
Looking forward to some of the new car culture and all of that. Hopefully we can find them, because those are getting really hard to find.
Especially here in our
But we hope we'll get there and everything like that. So keep on looking for your 2019s, and remember, leave some on the pegs for the other collectors in your area, because they want these cars too. And we promise that he will be in more videos. I'm going to make him do more videos, because he needs to be, even though he's a senior and have a girlfriend, this is part of his channel too.
Yeah.
So
I'm part of this channel too. There
Yep,
you go.
so-
Get your words right.
I know. So we'll catch you guys later, and we're out.
See you later.
Bye.